Hi, this is Thecia of Ellis Family Farms, and it's early in the morning when I usually do my chores, and I got you thinking, I haven't taken you guys around for me doing the chores in a long time. So let me show you the mess I've got around here. I usually have lots of help from my dogs, but it looks like they haven't been home most of the night. It looks like I've only got one bowl to fill. Yep, 3 dogs, got to do 3 bowls. And it looks like their water bowl needs to be cleaned out and replenished, so let's do that. I do have one visitor this morning. He's ready for his breakfast. Okay. I feed him under the car behind the board because I have dogs that like to eat his food too, especially a little one right now. Little Bailey likes to sneak in there and get some food. But it just gives Mopar some privacy so he can have food while eat and just chill so the dogs can't get to him. Now let's go take care of a few birds. Alright, it's a little bit noisy, but this is where I keep my adult ducks and chickens. And I've had several predator get my chickens at night, but that seems to have slowed down, so I'm hoping that's going to look. And I've had so many of them get in this tree. They've actually broken my tree. I need to trim that up. And this noise you're hearing behind here, these are my black slate turkeys that I'm planning on keeping, and I'm trying to get them closer to these guys because I'm hoping to integrate them soon, because I've got other birds I've got to take care of. The birds are impatiently waiting for the food, but these 2 chairs actually marked when the grass was tall. This is where the septic tank lines were not completely filled in, and I wanted chairs in there so I could see where the holes were so I wouldn't step in them and kill myself. So let's hurry and feed these birds. Alright, these guys are a lot happier and quieter. Let's take care of these guys. And this ended up pretty good if you look. I've got the tom there and the other 3 are hens. So this is a nice way it worked out, and I was glad for that. But let's get them fed. Okay, in this mess are my blue slate turkeys, but they're not quite big enough to go in with my black slate turkeys yet, or even with the other adult birds, so I had to stash them somewhere, and so they're in this old chicken pen, and they are ready for breakfast also. I don't know if you can see them, but there's Mopar right there, and he can come out because, like I said, my dogs are wandering somewhere, so he comes around and kind of explores and see what it is that's going on in the world. When the dogs come around, he stays kind of hidden. They get along pretty good, but they get a little bit rough with Mopar. if you'll look, this one, it also appears to have one tom, the one that's right there, and I believe those are 2 hens, but I'm not certain. They are still pretty young. These poor guys need to be moved, but you can tell they're ready for breakfast instead for right now. I mean, there's still some grass in here. It's kind of funny. This was all wood chips that I had delivered a few years ago that are breaking down. And this ground is pretty nice here, for most of our ground is nice. Okay, I know. I got to quit talking and feeding, huh? But you can see what they've kind of rolled up the grass right there. And yes, we did finally get some rain. And we needed it so desperately. It is greening up some. But let's feed these guys. All right, yeah, they run from one bowl to the next, and they do fuss a little bit. These guys have been together for a couple weeks or so. I've got it written down. But Jimmy Dean is definitely interested in the girls, but so far I am not seeing a whole lot of interest from the girls. So we'll just have to keep an eye on them and see if we see some mating behavior sometime along the way, and then estimate when we might have a few piglets. I was hoping for some Thanksgiving piglets, but the way it's going, it looks like it's going to be closer to Christmas, if then. All right, and these are my broad-breasted bronze. These are just days away from being loaded up and taken to the processor. There are 9 of them, and as of this recording, they're going like a week and a half or less being taken to the processor. So that's going to free up this pen. And I was trying to free up that other pen that has the other turkeys in it, but we'll have to see how that goes. And there's a reason for that I'll get into here in a few minutes. But right now, these guys get a little bit aggressive if I don't feed them right away. So let's get started. All right, those are all my big birds. Now I got my smaller birds. These are ones that are 2 different sizes or 2 different weeks. Okay, they're a week apart. So I've got 2 different sizes of meat birds, Cornish crosses, and I had a tragedy the other night, and I had some losses. Let me show you. Even with that fan going and everything the way it's been going, I lost 12 birds. And it wasn't that hot, but the humidity was higher, and so by the time I came out here, I had a mess on my hands. Those that were dead, I laid them out there. The ones that were near death, I put them in this pen to protect them from dogs and stuff like that, and gave them some water and some food. And I watched them for a couple hours, and I did lose a couple more. So I think I had 10 immediately that had died, and then I lost 2 more. And the others over time perked up, and I was able to put them back inside because it was getting late and I didn't want to leave them out here unprotected all night, and it was going to rain. So I did get them in there, and so they're looking pretty good this morning, but we still need to get them fed and watered and keep the fan going. Let's get these guys taken care of. They are voracious. And look what just arrived in the mail today. These are my next round, part of my next round of laying hens. So we'll get these raised up over the winter, and we'll have lots of eggs next spring. That's the plan anyway. Aren't they cute? And last but not least are the eggs I've gathered from my laying hens. And this will be my last batch of incubating eggs all the way around, because you know I don't do the ducks anymore for the rest of the season, and I'm not planning on, since I've got the 15 from the hatchery and I've got these, that should give me a pretty good start for next year. So yeah, I got a mess, but it's a good mess. I'm glad for it. I'm going to have to do some more shuffling around the birds and stuff, and like I said, I've got that one set of turkeys that's going to be going to the processor here next week, and things are going to work out, and I'm glad for this. I'm glad I've got everything in place to get ready for the season next year and finish out this year and stuff. And this is my daily chores, because I'm going to do this all over again tonight, but that's okay with me. I love this life. I love my life out here with all these animals. I would hate that the dogs were not in the shot. They did show up, but they're hiding from the heat. We got a break from the heat yesterday, and maybe a little bit the day before, but it's back on today. And they come in and hide from the heat, but they're home safe, and all my animals are safe. I got to check on them here pretty soon this afternoon, and make sure that they're staying cool so I don't lose any more. But other than that, this is a good life, guys. I love my life out here. I'm not telling you this is a life that you need to have for yourself, but this is one I've chosen for myself, and I love it. And you know that I want you to live until you die. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live, and I'm trying to create a life that I want to live, where I want to be. And I pray that's what you're doing for yourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. But guys, see you next time. God bless.